Hello, besties. It's been a week. I'm on vacation ish. And thought I'd check in with you guys and see what's going on. See a couple of trends I've been having recently. I've been seeing some things in the author community that I wanted to address. It's not bad things, it's just like let's talk. So this is my AuthorTube channel. I mentor and coach other authors. I do it through accountability groups with a weekly check-in. I manage a few people directly, and that's where basically they have dumb questions, or they have regular questions, or they have questions that they think they're dumb, and they come to me, and I'm like, okay. So I think what I'm going to talk about here is what marketing is, and I think I'll have some like flashy title about what book marketing is, because I keep getting this sense that people don't want to let go of followers. Yeah, that's good stuff. Drink water. Okay, so let me talk about your superfan experience. Your superfan's never heard of you, and they find your first book and they read your first book, and they say, "Oh, this is a great book. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this to make me want to write. I'm literally going to write a book based off of that, right?" But I didn't expect it. And now I'm a fan of Simone Jimenez. And I'm sorry, I should have known that. But I like it. Simone, Mr. Jimenez. If you write anything else, I will be sure to buy it. I know you have other books out there. I'm getting to them. I'm a super fan of that guy. Ian Banks. I've got some Ian Banks here. Culture series. I'm a super fan of them. I would buy more Malazan, but it took me 10 years to finish. It took me my entire commission time to finish Malazan. I started with book 1 when I was a second lieutenant, and I am almost a major now. And audio is so much faster. I was reading that hard. I started Malazan before I was even a writer. So much has changed. Okay, so you're a super fan. I'm your super fan, right? I go and I find you got a book, right? I finished the book, and let's see if I can get an example here. And you go to the back of your book, and I say, "Oh, this is great. Let's see. Let's see about the type. That's great. Here's a little thing about the author. So, little author note. Okay, he's also written The Vanished Birds. That sounds great. I'll probably pick that up." This was a bad example because usually I have more than that, but it also says like Del Rey Books. So let's talk about the kind of person that you want to have be your follower. So the kind of person that you want to have be your follower is a person that goes to the end of this book, and let's see if we did this right in Aaron's book. Okay. Aaron did this right. So here's a link to Aaron's newsletter, their Discord, more about the author, right, at the end, right? So I would say, like, here's the thing. You read all of Quill and Still, you like Quill and Still, you go to the end, you're like, okay, I kind of like the author. What else do they have? You go to the newsletter, you sign up, and then you get a letter whenever they are dropping another thing, or you go to their Discord if you're social media girly or bestie. So, like, the kind of person that gets to that newsletter, the kind of person that's like, I read this person's book and I like it, and I'm going to keep reading whatever they put out. That's the follower you want. What you don't want is a follower who dumps your novel. They follow your novel, then they find out it has like themes that they don't like, And I'm not even talking like, well, I would say like LGBT themes. So if you're writing LGBT themes or LGBT characters or sapphic or romance, and someone doesn't like that and they're reading it and they're just like, this novel will be great except for thing that is not a really relevant critique. That is not a follower you want. And I would welcome that person. I'd be like, the door is over there. You can see your way out. I don't want you to be my follower. I don't need to be a follower because I don't need everyone to be my follower. I am not Garfield. Garfield appeals to everybody. And that is why like every single person on this planet, like it has to be very bland and vague because who doesn't hate Mondays? Am I right? Right? Who doesn't have all these feelings? And the real reason, and I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go on a little tangent. The real reason that Garfield hates Mondays is because John is gone and he doesn't want to admit that he hates John not being there. So that is the real reason that Garfield hates Mondays, because he's lonely, right? And we all feel loneliness sometimes. Like, that's the thing. So you don't want that person to be a follower. So what do? So you have to find a way to find the person that's your follower, right? So you do your research. You're like, okay, I want to find a comparable author, or competitive author, or somebody in my field that's kind of around where I am, right? So for me, I want people that read Kerbos, Benjamin Correa, and Honore. Like those people, because if you through the through line of them, they're kind of humorous, they're kind of deck builder, lit RPG people. I want those people to be my fans. I feel like they would convert to my fans, right? So like, this is not a zero-sum game. This is not the stock market where like one person's always winning, or like a bunch of people are winning. We can all win as artists, as authors, right? Because you only need about 1,000 true fans to make a living off being an author. But you have to find them by finding your people, right? So like, I know like there's this myth that like authors don't have to like show their own work, but like you don't really have to. So like if you feel like you're trying to sell something, like you're trying to sell a used car, okay, so you don't want that person, right? And you might think that you're like, oh, the numbers are great, I want more numbers. But like, okay, numbers are fine, but you shouldn't tie yourself to those numbers. You should tie yourself to your newsletter numbers, or the amount of people in your Discord server. And this is like especially relevant for like these little niche communities where all the girlies want to support each other, right? So like if you write a romantasy, and this is the thing, like there is a niche there. There's a community there that is formed around the thing, and you just need to get in there and you got to make some friends, right? So I've got some friends in Immersive Ink that basically like whatever I put out, they'll just sell it for me. Like somebody's like, hey, I hear you're writing another deck builder. And I'm like, yes, I am. And they're just like, I want to read it. And I'm just like, okay. It's in beta. I'm almost done. It's April 23rd and I've almost finished my 3rd book for the year. Yeah, damn. I'm like writing the last couple of chapters of Bodega Cat. I'm just like, oh, well, all right. I guess I know where this is going to end. Now I'm trying to get people, so I'm generating a buzz by I'm telling people that I'm friends with, like, hey, these are my comp authors. But it wasn't like I didn't jump into a Discord server and just start like posting a link to my thing everywhere and then just disappearing. Right. So like I made friends. I have friends there. I actually have like grandkids in there. Like I will adopt somebody. I just adopted somebody the other day. Hi, Nico. I adopted somebody, and I'm just like, okay, we're gonna find your friends. We're gonna find your family. This is a good Discord server to kind of connect with people, right? Immersive Ink is, but it's also like, if I know, so like part of the thing about my military experience is like, I know people, and it's kind of my job to know more people so that I like make connections to make things easier, right? Because there's nothing worse than like inefficient bureaucracy. Check this real quick. Okay. All right. So you're in the groups, you're joining, you might do a challenge or two. Every month or so, we have a challenge in Immersive Inc. where you do a short story, and it's a good way to get to be social. And you don't have to; you can do it anonymously. But the point is that you get your name out there, you meet other authors, and then other authors will introduce you to other authors. And if you're a nice person, which I'm sure you are because you're writing a book, then you will make friends, and your friends will be like, I actually want to do your stuff. I want to read your stuff, and I want to tell other people about it. Like when the Villainess story came out, I'm like telling everybody, I'm like, this is the next Casual Farmer. You should read it. And she reached like number 6 on Rising Stars, which is a Royal Road thing. She got 1,000 followers. She's set. She just doesn't know it yet. Although she is like kind of doubting herself. But like once you realize that like you're not made to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine, then the work can begin, and you can just be like, okay, I've taken away the things. I'm not trying to be Garfields. I'm not trying to be the Beatles, even though they were great. I'm trying to be who I am. Now, what is that thing? And I want to do it intentionally, right? So for me, one of the things I learned last year is that I want to do comedy, right? And then I kind of want to do found family or family and existential risk. I'm like, okay, so the through line of this is that my guys will have a family, or they'll have like a found family, or like a work family in Bagel's case and Bodega Cat. But like I found out that's what I write. I don't want to write these gritty fight scenes. I want to write like these social dynamics. I want to write like they're starting a guild. They're starting a transitional authority. They're running a shop in an apocalypse. That's what I want to write. And I know that other people want to read it because I also want to read that kind of shit. I want to read Merchant Crab. Merchant Crab is great. If you haven't read Merchant Crab, go read it. It is pure gold. Just like Balthazar's Snippers. Like I don't want to write action scenes. That's not me. I want to write more drama and comedy, and I want the comedy to hit hard. I wrote a line the other day that hit hard for me. It was, why does God give his most difficult tasks to his most mid besties? And it was like out of nowhere, and I'm like, that is something like that. I'll have that quote somewhere, maybe in the maybe this is thumbnail. But I saw that, I'm like, ooh, yeah, that came out of nowhere. But that is totally a character for Kate to say. Okay, so you've joined a community, and you're talking to them, right? You're making friends, right? And it doesn't feel like marketing because you're just making friends. But here's the thing, is that like I have an audience. I have 300 people that will guaranteed follow whatever I put out, no matter what. They will read it. 60 people are up to date on my current fiction that just ended or just about to end. Like because the posting is about to be done. 60 people read 3 books of mine, and I can see this because I can track it all the way through. I'm sure that more will get there when they get to it, but like that is people that are like waiting for the thing to drop, and they read it when it drops, like every day. Sect Leader, which came out 2 years ago, 1,000 people read it, and like these are stats on Royal Road. So like I have a small following. Pastafarian has a small following, right? Well, she's got a bigger following than me, but like other authors that write what you write probably also have a following. And at worst, like if you are writing something you like, you could at least read their work and then say like, hey, I actually like this. And then in your newsletter, right, because you have a newsletter, you're going to be like, hey, I read this and this and this. That's why I keep talking about apocalypse parenting. Like I am very inspired by apocalypse parenting, and I will be writing a book next year, which is my riff of that with 2 parents. And a system, probably the same system as Bodega Cat. I'm going to pause and do a non-lit RPG book series, and then come back to lit RPG. Doing a romantasy series. You've seen it. So you spend your time in this group, and it should not feel like you're shilling yourself. It should feel like you're making friends and you're asking questions. And then what you're going to do is when you get a little bit more experience, you're going to help the new guys, right? You're going to help the new guys get integrated. They're going to be like, oh, what's a sprint? What's a comp author? What is a platform, and why do I need it? And you're gonna try to usher them in. You're gonna be like, hey, it's important for you to have a newsletter because the Royal Road could go away tomorrow. Novelizing could go away tomorrow. All these websites, like, but if you had the email link, then wherever, like Amazon could go away tomorrow. It's unlikely, but it could happen. As long as you have a newsletter, you have those people, right? Because it's one thing for them to follow you on Amazon or for them to follow you on Wattpad or Royal Road or Novelizing. It's another thing for them to give you your email and say, I'm a super fan. Whatever the frick you write, send it to me. This guy, Jimenez, Pastafarian, whatever they write, I want to read. Right? And then Pasta was on Quit RPG and had so many recommendations, and I'm just like, I need to listen to this again because there was like 40 recommendations. And I have kids. Sir, madam, you guys have given me so many recommendations. So like the Maddox and Pasta, they're just like passing recommendations back and forth. I'm just like, I have so much time to read, and I know, and like so like, you know that the author is fire, right? And you're like, so their recommendations are going to be fucking fire. So you're just like, right? And that's where you have to be. Like, if you like Chicken's work, you'll like my work, right? So like, Chicken is my comp author, but like, she writes better than me. And I'm just like, you have these fans because your writing is better because you're experienced, right? So your followers and my followers are probably like the same thing. Like the people, so then let's go back to the whales. There is a type of whale reader, which is somebody who just like reads and reads and reads and reads and reads, doesn't stop and doesn't comment. And we love you. And you are the best, and you are the backbone of why writing can actually work for living working writers. Because these people, they go on a Kindle Unlimited, or they buy a book, or they go on a Royal Road, and they just read. And you're just like, I don't know where these followers are coming from. Like, these are dedicated people that are just like looking for something new. They're looking for something new to read, and I'm running out of time. And that's what they are. And there is a lot of them. There's at least, like, think of how many people are subscribed to the Lit RPG or the Prog Fantasy Reddit subreddits. There's like 40,000 people in this Lit RPG group that Sean runs. And that's a Facebook group. Right? There are lots of fans. And here's the thing about fans is like, if they get a handle of your thing and they like it, then they'll recommend it to other people. But then what you have to do is make sure that when you have that fan, that you feed your fan, because they're hungry. They're hungry for good content, and you can give it to them if you do your due diligence. If you do your work, you have your critique group, you do your alpha reading, you do a beta readers on Royal Road, and they help you work that things out. Maybe get a dev editor after that, have a Patreon. Like, if you do the due diligence, you will be rewarded. Like, those, do all the basics, right? And the book marketing will take care of itself. They'll just be like, there's a reason why I didn't read all of the Knights of Wind and Truth immediately. And that's because Dungeon Crawler Carl dropped, and then All the Skills 5 dropped, and I'm like, All the Skills 5 is top tier for me. Then Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I'm a deck builder, big fan. And then I had to finish Knights of Wind and Truth because everyone's going to spoil it for me, which, fine, I spoiled it myself. But, I bought it day one because I'm a super fan. Summoner Awakens by Kerberos, book 3, that comes out, I will buy that day one because I'm a super fan, because I like the stuff that they put out before. And now, flip that back, you're the writer, you want to give that reader that experience that comes back to you and says, I want to read more of this writer because I like what they're doing. And I will sign up to their newsletter or join their Discord or follow their social media so you can get an update. For instance, so Sanderson does a YouTube video. Benjamin Cray only updates on Facebook. I have a newsletter, which you'll see the link below. Please sign up for my author stuff. I have a newsletter separate from craft stuff, both on Beehive. But you just have to think if you just have one social media and you just talk about what you're reading and you just say, I recommend this, and that's my friend's thing, and that's where you have a comp author and you're just like, show me what you've written. I'll show you what I've written. And then if you like it, you recommend it, right? And like in Royal Road, there's a shout out economy where you shout out somebody else's work, but you should not be doing read for reads like in Wattpad it used to be. Like, it's make the thing, post the thing, find friends that write similar things, read their thing, recommend their thing, talk to them about if they like your thing, and then get feedback. And that's basically book marketing 101, right? And I think I have a title now, Book Marketing 101, is that you have to figure out who your super fan is. You're not for everybody. And that is a beautiful thing. And it's okay to not be for everybody. It's okay to be who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to be everyone's cup of tea, because you could do it. Like, if you get 300 people to buy your audiobook, you have paid for the audiobook. If you get like 1,000 people to buy your audiobook, you can pay for book 2's audiobook. And you know what I'm learning is that audiobooks are a lot bigger market than I thought. And I'm gonna need to get some audiobooks out soon. Yeah. So that's my thought for the day. You don't need to do some sleazy marketing tactic. You don't need to do SEO optimization. If someone's telling you that you need to optimize your website, like they don't understand book marketing. And it's not like you're selling a huge thing to somebody. I'm literally selling you a $5 book. Read the book. If you like the book, I'm writing another one. There you go. It's too easy to go back and just say like, am I doing this right? No. The number one thing you should be doing is writing more. And the number two thing you should do is make friends, right? And then make sure your friends are holding you accountable to update your newsletter and your social media. And when appropriate, when you find somebody who writes something similar to you, shout it out, right? So like, find your comp author, find your friend, make a found family. And then I'll leave you on this. If you're trying to find a gym buddy, don't ask your friends if they want to go to the gym. Go to the gym and make a friend there, right? Because it's hard to convert somebody who's not, like, your friends are going to love your stuff, but like other writers that are writing the same thing you are, they're already in that spot. They're already in a spot where the writers congregate. Go to the spot where the writers congregate. Those Discord servers, the Kickstarter group, or the Experience Kickstarter group, the Facebook groups. Join those groups. Make yourself a friend. Ask them questions. If you know something, chime in. Don't try to drag somebody to the gym. Go to the gym, meet somebody there, and then if somebody else wants to join the gym, you say, come on in. The squat rack's open. Let's do some squats. I'm going to leave you there. Thanks, besties. Have a lovely day.